Greetings everyone, Spartan here, coach of the Victor Volvitini. Welcome back to LDL Offseason VGC edition. We're at week 2. We're about to be going up against Alice the Ferrothorn, coach of the Cornish Corefish. Now, last week was not ideally the greatest game. I mean, sure we won, but not at its without its faults. But it is what it is. We're gonna move on, and hopefully this game will be interesting. And oh boy, this team. Very bulky with some offensive pressure. So my opponent has Blissey, Ferrothorn, G-Max, Gengar, Goodra, Malucha, Tornadus, Therian, Cineroar, Tapu Fini, Vileplume, and Whimsicott. Yeah, this team is very bulky with a lot of offensive pressure. I'm eyeing on the Hawlucha because that mon can pretty much destroy my team. If I'm mistaken, that is one of her Dynamax captains, so that is very problematic. Double check, making sure. Yes, one of them is Hawlucha. The other one is Goodra. Not too worried about Goodra. Sure, it's a very Spadef tank, but at the same time, it can go very offensive if need be, especially with the backbone of Tapu Fini and Tornadus, Ferrothorn, and Blissey for that Spadef replacement. So it's not the end of the world, so that could be problematic. It also has Whimsicott, which could be very problematic. Whimsicott is arguably the best prankster user in VGC. Basically because it's the fastest, if I'm not mistaken. Really good priority and taunt, tailwind, stun spore. So we're gonna do some shenanigans with that. Has some good supports. Really good typing. Like, that's the biggest one that I'm also concerned of. Other than that, I could probably be able to beat through her team. Sure, Incineroar is scary, but I have ways to go around that mon. Tornadus Therian may be good in OU, but when it comes to VGC, Tornadus Incarnate is a little bit better in terms of support. Because you lose that, sure you get Regenerator from Therian form, but without that priority with Prankster, you're better off running Whimsicott overall. Tapu Fini can run either defensive or offensive, so I have to be mindful of that as well. The misty terrain can also be a problematic problem, especially with Hawlucha. Able to have like maybe Misty Seed, and able to get that Unburden going. No, I don't feel too threatened by Gothitelle. Sure, the Shadow Tag is a problem, but I think I have ways to work around it. Max Gengar, very offensive, very scary, but I do have checks. I do have some checks for it. Ferrothorn, very bulky, and Blissey, bulky, decent support. Has some interesting capabilities to provide some support overall, but that is pretty much the team. Oh yeah, and also Vileplume. Vileplume, I actually don't see being brought, in my honest opinion, but it is what it is. So, without further ado, let's talk about what I was going to bring. Long story short, I didn't have time. That's pretty much it. I just didn't have time.
Please, no Johns.
So, I'll just talk about what I was going to bring. I was going to bring Weakness Policy Metagross for the Gengar. Running Meteor Mash, Earthquake, Zen Headbutt, and maybe Body Press. If I can get that defensive boost from Meteor Mash, I could probably get some Body Press going as well. On the safe side. so I won't rely on like Hammer Arm if I have to rely on that. Gigalith would have been Choice Band. Hopefully get that nice explosion to get a lot of damage off on my opponent. Rock Slide is still good. Earthquake is very strong as well, and of course Heavy Slam. For fairy types, Musharna would have been the telepathy to protect myself from the Gigalith spread attacks, and also providing that support. Helping Hand and Ally Switch would have been good. With Trick Room would have been really good with this team. And then I still had Tornadus to provide that Tailwind support just in case. The Mystic Water Dragovish won't be stuck with going at the same move, and so having Mystic Water over a choice item would be good. And Marowak, just because I wanted that damage to that slow but powerful damage with tied with the Musharna. That would have been the team. However, that wasn't the case. So, guess what I ended up doing? I brought back the same 6 Pokemon. Okay, let me rephrase that. Same 5 Pokemon. The only difference is I did switch out Stunfisk for the Gmax Grimmsnarl that I have on my team. However, I do not have any plans on Dynamaxing the Grimmsnarl at all. Pretty much for screens. Nothing more, nothing less. Now you'd probably be wondering, pardon, why aren't you running Light Clay? I don't have Light Clay. I just don't have the item. I thought I did, but apparently I did. So I just slapped on a citrus berry and call it a day. And you're probably wondering, what is this spread? This is in-game spread. This is legitimately in-game spread. There's no purpose on a lot of these points. They were just all over the place because this was one of my in-game Grimmsnarls that I captured on my regular playthrough. So, and then I just added the TMs of Reflect, Light Screen, and Thunder Wave. Sure, Feeny is problematic, but Thunder Wave is mainly for Tornadus, slow it down, and also Hawlucha as well. So that's pretty much the purpose for Thunder Wave. That's pretty much the team. This is the team I'm bringing. I'm bringing back the Tornadus, but it's more offensive. The weakness policy, Gigalith, Dragovish, Choice Band, Kiba Berry, Togekiss, because Kiba Berry would help me out with Gengar, and of course, Focus Sash Nidalego. Not Naganadel. I don't know why I was calling it Naganadel last week, but it's Nidalego. Alright. But yeah, that's the team I'm going to be bringing. And without further ado, let's get into the battle. This is week 2, going up against Alice, coach of the Cornish Corphish. So, just going to give you a quick heads up. This isn't the team I wanted to bring. I had other mons, especially Metagross, but I didn't have any time to get it all prepped up. So I'm bringing pretty much the same mons I brought from last week, with the exception of Grimmsnarl. And I didn't have a Light Clay for some reason. I thought I did, but I don't. But it is what it is. We're just going to go with it and go from there. I'm not going to be Dynamaxing the Grimmsnarl at all. I have no reason. See what she brings. Out the Ferrothorn, Tornadus, no Whimsicott. Looking at it, weakness policy Geb actually goes in. Ferrothorn's gonna be annoying because I don't have a fire type. I do have ways of breaking it though, so it's not the end of the world. I'm not bringing okay, so let's go with this. Let's go with Lead off with let's start over with Loki and Geb, and then go with Yonder and Freya, I guess. Nah. Kukulkan. Alright, let's go. Let's do this. So even if I don't win, that's totally fine. This is fun. I'm trying to learn. We'll see how things go. Take those are Ferrothorn and Feeny. I want to go ahead and Dynamax, and then set up a screens. Okay, let's go for Dynamax, and then go for Max Knuckle or Max Quake. If I get Max, I'll have screens up, so I'm gonna go for Max Knuckle. Go for the Ferrothorn. I need to get that Ferrothorn out of the way. Let's go for a nice light screens up. Okay. Light screens up. Goes for the Muddy Water. I think that's a crit. Yeah, it's a crit. Ooh. No drops, so that's good. Get this weakness policy up. Get a little bit of health back. Go for the Max Knuckle. And down goes Ferrothorn. That's good. Down goes Ferrothorn. That is exceptionally great. We'll see what she brings in. If she brings in like Incineroar, I'll go for a Reflect. If she doesn't bring Incineroar, I'll go for something else. He does have the Intimidate in the back. Yep, it is Incineroar. I'm gonna go for the Reflect here. I'm gonna go for the Max Quake. Max Quake, right? Yeah, I want to get my Spadef going, and then go for a Reflect. Charles. Gengar. Okay. I can see what they're trying to do. No accuracy drop, so whenever I do lose the my Dynamax, and then I'll just go for a what's that move? That move. Down goes okay, this is good because now I can bring in I can actually bring in Gander, and then I'll just go for the Fisher's Wren on the Feeny. I'll double up on the Feeny. I'm going to double up on the Feeny by going for a Max Rockfall against Feeny, and then go for the Rend on Feeny. Should be enough. Still goes for the Muddy Water. It must be Scarf. Has to be. Goes for the Drain Punch. Go for the Max Rockfall. So now my opponent knows that my Geb isn't a problem for her team. There's lefties, okay. Now I'll just double up on the Incineroar and go from there. Yeah, I'll just go for a Rock Slide and then Fisher's Rend. Fisher's Rend should kill, actually. Yep, Fisher's Rend kills. Okay, so that's round, that's the first one. Then alright. How should I do, second round? Second round, at Blissey. I don't see her bringing Blissey. Like the same team. Excuse me. So now that she knows, what will she do? I mean, I have no because her Dynamax Mon is her Gengar, and what was the other one? Hulucha and Gudra, and both of them are not in this game. Like, if she brought Hulucha, that could have been a problem. Max Airstream is pretty scary. I have no reason not to bring the same two again. And also, Fisher's Rend. The last Mon, I kind of want to bring in... Flying is pretty good against her team, but... Let's go with the same same setup. In the same four. If it did well enough for that that hard time breaking Gigalith, so be it. Bring out Amy and Rosa. She brings out the Blissey. Okay. Interesting. I want to focus on that Blissey so much right now. Do the same thing. I want to max Knuckle. No, I want to max Rockfall. She doesn't have a great switch into it. I'm going to go for the Light Screen just as before and go from there. Gigalith is going in, not gonna lie. I'm glad I got this mon as my Dynamax captain. Dazzling Gleam. Play, good play. Fence Curl. Let's go for a Max Knuckle. And then go for the... Actually, let's switch out. If I could switch out and then taunt the do that. That be the right play? Nah. Let's go for the reflect, just so I can have both screens up. Hey Mark, why are you lagging? Might as well. Fine. And then I can go for the taunt on the Blissey. And I got one more turn, and I want to take care of that Tapu Fini. Out. I'm going to Max Knuckle again. No, I want to Max Rockfall on that. And then I'm going to go for the taunt on the Blissey. Thus forcing it to attack. Yep. Max Rockfall should KO. This is an offensive Fini, so yep, there we go. Fini's down. I'm still at +1. Sand's still up. Even if Sand goes down, I still have Tailwind. Like, in fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and attack what's in front of me. I mean, I could easily go for EQ. EQ, could take out the Blissey, and then I could just go for a Hurricane. I had the Hurricane. Good amount against the Mon. Goes for the Thunder Punch. Ah, stored power. Okay. Affected. Down goes the... I can understand why she went for that move, because it would have acted, any other move would have, any super effective move would have procced the, in fact, let me go ahead and go for the body press on the Ferrothorn, because like I said, I'm not worried about the, the Mon in front of me, and then I'm going to go for the Tailwind. right? Or do I try to go for land that hurricane? Go for the hurricane. Alright, we land the hurricane. Hurricane does a good amount of damage. Still goes for the store powered. Yep, still being a tank. Goes for the body press. Doesn't take out the Ferrothorn, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. It is Rocky Helmet. Goes for the knockoff. Doesn't kill. So now I can just go for the Tailwind plus EQ to finish it off. Okay, so surprisingly enough, even with go for the Tailwind, I should be faster. Tailwind. Goes for the Life Dew. I am faster than the Ferrothorn. As long as the Ferrothorn is low, this is a perfect chance to just go ahead, go for the taunt on the Blissey, and then go for just run on the Ferrothorn. Nice game. Friend on the Ferrothorn. Taunt on. That is game. Interesting bring on the defense curl stored power. Interesting. I was not expecting that. What was our fourth move on the Blissey? Alright, shuts that down. Vicious Rend should kill. Yep. Kills. Try to take Iron Barbs and Rocky Helm, but that's okay. And that's game. Own it. Oh, Hurricanes actually kills. Okay. GG's to my opponent. Interesting prep. I think not gonna lie, Gigalith really went in on the on this matchup. So, GG to my opponent. Much appreciate the battle. That.